say you did it again.
92.1 WQQK Goodlettsville, a Cumulus station. Listen, call in, learn. Time now for Let's Talk with your host, Ernie Allen, on 92Q.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you doing today on this beautiful Sunday, April 23rd, the 113th day of 2023? Only 252 more days are left in the year. Time flies when you're having a whole lot of fun, doesn't it? Thank you so much for joining us as you do each and every Sunday afternoon here at 1 to bring you the issues that affect you not only here in Nashville, Middle Tennessee, but around the state and then around the world. When you get in touch with me by email, fax, phone call, or I just happen to see you out and about, you say, hey, Ernie, I have some important information to share with you and your listeners on 92Q's Let's Talk. All right, let's make it happen. First thing I do, I get in touch with one of the hardest working co-hosts and producers of all time. That is YOLONDA.BEECH at CUMULUS.com. That is Yolanda.Beach at Cumulus.com. You know your lover is YOLO V. How you doing on a beautiful Sunday?
I am doing well. Good afternoon, EA.
All right. We have a 10-pound show and a 1-pound bag.
Come on, somebody.
Yes. And, of course, as always, we want you to be a part of the conversation to express your opinions and let your views be heard. 615-737-9292 is the number to call. 615-737-9292. We're talking life lessons. Life lessons, 737-9292. All right? All right. And, of course, we have a real studio audience. Every microphone is full. I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Good stuff.
We also want you to join us next Sunday. Next Sunday, we'll talk to Metro Nashville Police Chief John Drake. He'll be here in the studio. We'll talk crime prevention. We'll talk crime, whether it's going up, whether it's going down, and how you can be more vigilant in your neighborhood, in your community. Metro Police Chief John Drake will join us on next Sunday here on Let's Talk. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll be joining one of the team members from the KMS, as the Kenny Smooth Morning Show, Sleazy. He is out and about doing a broadcast remote today. He's at Tractor Supply Company, 911 Center Point Road in Hendersonville for Backyard Butchers.
Yeah. Good stuff.
We got some meat for sale.
I know it. I'm thinking about a ribeye right now.
I'm thinking about chicken. You can have the ribeye. But we'll join Sleazy in just a moment, all right? All right. Thank you so much again for joining us. You've heard the National Action Network. The Reverend Al Sharpton is the national president. But here locally, we have the Middle Tennessee chapter of the National Action Network. We'll begin first with their president, Miss Cheryl Allen Huff, who is no stranger here to Let's Talk. Always good to see you, Miss Huff. How have you been?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you today?
Doing great. Too blessed to be stressed.
All right.
All right. And you're the president now.
Yes, sir. I am the president of the Middle Tennessee chapter. And we had Mr. William Mason Jr., but because of illness, he had to resign, so we just want to lift him up and keep him in prayer. Yes.
Yeah, I call him Bugs.
Yeah, Bugs.
If you know him like that.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
And I know you were going to carry on the vision.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, you brought some of your members here, and of course, immediately to my left, I have Jatonne Blankenship, and she's the assistant secretary. Hello, should I call you Jatonne or Miss Blankenship?
You can just call me Jay.
Just call me Jay. All right. You don't have to call me that long name. How you doing, Jay?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
All right. How's your responsibilities going as assistant secretary?
It's going.
Going good?
I try to help out as much as possible.
A lot of calls coming in?
Yeah.
Okay. May I help you? Who can I direct you to? All right. Well, thank you for joining us. To my immediate right, Miss Shemicka Holt, who is also a member and a co-chair of the Education Committee. Miss Holt, always good to see you. How have you been?
I've been wonderful.
Okay, the microphone's over there. Wait a minute.
I I am so sorry. I am doing well. I cannot complain.
All right.
Yes.
Too blessed to be stressed.
Absolutely.
All right. And you're also the co-chair of the Education Committee.
Yes, sir.
What are some of the things you're looking at?
Everything.
Okay.
Everything involved in education, as you said earlier before, in the community. We want to make
Right.
sure that the community is aware and that we're keeping them up on their toes.
Right. And you're sitting immediately to my right, so we're going to turn your mic so that you talk directly into the mic and everyone can hear you well. To your right is also a member of the National Action Network, and she's the chairperson for the Education Committee, Ms. Natalie Martin. Good to see you. Haven't seen you since the Easter egg hunt.
Since the Easter egg hunt. How are you, Ernie?
Doing great. You're the chair, so you have a lot on your plate.
I do, but as a team, we work together very well.
Right.
And
There's no I in team.
I'm sorry.
No I in team.
There's no I
Yeah,
in
reach over and turn your headphones up a little bit. We'll get everyone adjusted
Get my
because we're going to be here for an hour
There we go.
or even longer. Who knows?
I'm sorry about that.
Until the boss tells me to hang up.
But you're correct. There is no I in team. So we work well together, just making sure the community is informed and they know what's going on concerning education and how to move in that purposefully.
All right. All right. And so what are some of the things you're looking at?
Well, one of the things we're really looking at overall right now is the third grade retention and promotion policy. That is really a hot topic right now.
Yeah.
So we are looking at how to inform the parents and the community of what it is and what it isn't.
Right.
So that's one of the things. And we're looking at other things concerning sustainability, legal matters concerning education, informing
Right.
the parents of their rights and what they can do. So we're just looking
We're
at a lot of different things.
We need to dig a little deeper into that.
Yes.
Because conversations I've been having with people are saying, you know, they did not take in consideration the pandemic. They did not take in consideration that half of the school was virtual. So the child was not there, and that child's being punished because they were second grade at the time. They got to the third grade, they didn't know anything.
Exactly.
But I need another peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Exactly. That's true, though.
On the phone line with us is Miss Christine Laster. She's also a member of the Middle Tennessee chapter of the National Action Network. Are you there, Miss Laster?
I am here. Proud to be here.
Oh, we're glad to have you, and thank you for joining us here on Let's Talk. Tell me about your role, Miss Laster.
So I am the policy and legislation ambassador for the Middle Tennessee chapter, and I'm also on the crisis team that we have nationally, and I'm glad that we are having this discussion because it's well needed.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us here today. Let me go back to the president, Ms. Cheryl Allen Huff. What are some of the visions or new initiatives you want to implant?
Yeah. So our mission here in Nashville, we have resources. We like to do workshops. We like resources. We have to inform the community of the things that's out here that we in our community didn't know about. So when I hear about them and when I understand them, then I take them out to the community. We do a whole lot of workshops to educate the community about what's going on.
What type of workshops?
So we have insurance, life insurance, and telling people really about what life insurance really is. You know, if you can pay $300 to go buy a bag of hair or the red bottom shoes and stuff, you only pay $50 and you get a $250,000 life insurance to take care of your family, not when you're dead. Not only when you're dead, but when you're alive. If you get injured or hurt at work, then that life insurance will help you to sustain until you back at work, or if you're able to go back to work. So we do some of that, and we do some ministry. We have crisis team, like she say, when we get all of the calls to come in, and then we have a legal team, and we tell the legal team what's going on, the calls we have, and we have a lot of calls that come in to us.
Wow.
And we help out our community. We help out the people and get them to the right attorneys to help with their cases.
Right. I want anyone and everyone to join in at any time. This is an open discussion about life lessons. That's always been my key.
Yes.
Life lessons, we need to teach one.
Yes.
On how to, be successful in life. Why do you feel that the Reverend Al Sharpton, who was the national president, felt there was a need to have a chapter here in Middle Tennessee?
So in 2021, I started looking at what was going on here in Nashville. We didn't come to create the wheel. We just came in to enhance what's already out here.
All right.
And so we come out and we do help them because we have to be heard. We have to be heard. And the more organizations and the more people we have up under that same umbrella, we can go out there and get our message out. And when we work together, we get a lot of things accomplished.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're doing.
Right. There's no I in team.
That's right.
Christine Laster is on the phone line with us, and she is a member. Why do you feel there's a need to have a chapter here in Middle Tennessee?
So one of the things that we see obviously happening right now, and we're in front of this, is a legislative attacks, right? And so we have already been hosting Know Your Rights session to bridge that gap between organizing and understanding of law, policy, and code. So this time people can't get tricked and bamboozled when they hear all these fancy-sounding legal terms, because we've been training the people to understand what is being said about them, and what is being said on their behalf. And so that's one of the things that I know is very important to Al Sharpton, to make sure that everyone knows their rights and understands how to engage with governance structures so that they're not tricked and fooled and just misguided. And so that's one of the reasons why we're there.
Right.
Yes.
Ms. Laster, you must have heard some previous shows. I love the word bamboozled. Run amok, led astray.
Yeah,
That's right. That's
Right.
right.
Ms. Holt, Shemicka.
I want to piggyback off of what Miss Lassiter said. Excuse me for my voice. I believe Al Sharpton wanted to start this organization because education is key. And this is the reason why we're here today, because of education. What's going on. It's very important that if you don't educate yourself and get out there and teach and, prepare everyone, we're going to be lost. So that's why Middle Tennessee National Action Network is here today, to make sure that the community is informed on everything they need to know about this retention.
737-9292 if you have any questions or comments for my panel. They are members of the Middle Tennessee chapter of the National Action Network. Let's talk about this third grade retention, Ms. Martin.
Yes.
You're the chairperson for the Education Committee.
I am. Thank you so very much for this platform. One of the things I do want the community to understand is that this is not a I gotcha, we're after you because your child can't read and we're going to hold them back. We do know the pandemic really did impact learning for our students. But at the same time, the goal of the promotion and retention policy at this point in time is not to retain. That's not the goal. Like, we want to just hold these children back. It is to provide every student with the necessary interventions to improve their reading proficiency.
All right.
So it came from that angle
Okay.
to help and provide interventions.
I may be dating myself, but we used to call it, you get left.
You can,
You're going to get left in third grade.
That's right.
Come on now.
That's right. That's right. Well,
All you need to do is have basic reading skills. Is that one of the issues?
Well, one of the big issues is that there is a finding that students are not rising to their reading potential.
Okay.
And that has been noted a lot of different reasons. The home can impact that. Actually, even the way teachers are even teaching reading and how they're being taught to be, how they are taught to teach reading. So again, with the impact of the pandemic, there's a lot of things
Right.
that came about with this particular retention concept. But I do want everybody to understand there are levels to this. There are layers. Mm-hmm. It's just not, okay, your child did not pass the TCAP test, so they're not going on. It's just not, they're not going to pass on because they cannot read. So there are different things that have been put into place with this. And I think that's what the public is missing. They automatically heard, okay, my child is going to fail this TCAP test or not pass the test.
That's
so what? They're going to be held back.
Right. Help me out. The third grade is generally students who are 9 years old?
Typically 9.
All right. So
That is
let's
correct.
identify some problems and solutions that the Action Network has come up with.
Well, one of the things that we did and we had planned, but there was an issue with the library. There was a hiccup with the library.
All right.
We had actually planned before TCAP a session with parents to come out to get this information and what this retention and promotion policy really is and really is not. So we had an issue with the library not being available. So we have rescheduled that. It is after the TCAP session, unfortunately. We are looking at May 11th and holding an educational, informational concept behind what this promotion and retention policy is, so parents can be informed and know their rights behind what this is and what it means for their child, and to understand it's not an I gotcha, and we do have things in place. I'll have to give the state they did put some things in place.
Well, we're running shorter on time. I understand the last day of Metro Nashville Public Schools is May 25th.
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
So we'll only have a few more weeks, Miss Hope.
Yeah, and that's what everyone. That's the question that we've always been told. You know, your TCAP scores will come back before May, but we don't get them till October. Or as a teacher,
sounds like it's going to be
October.
a lot of students left.
So
in the third
my
grade.
thing is.
Well, maybe
So
we can get
can't-
Miss Christina to answer that question.
But one thing is, so if your test's not coming back until October or November in the next school session, then how can you hold a kid back in May when school is out?
Right.
That's what they'll say every year. Well, you'll get the test back before school is out. But since 1992, it never happened.
I've been
Correct.
in 1992. But I did get information that we are supposed to have our test back before school is out. So that information can then be reviewed by the child's school and the parents to see what strategies can be put in place, because there is a summer program that the child can attend. So
summer school.
Yes.
Boy.
Specifically toward reading.
Your views, Miss Laster.
And I want to bring this into focus because in 2020, 2021, and 2022, up until today, research data from Forbes, Pew Research, other research centers have shown that 54% of U.S. adults 16 to 74 are functionally illiterate. Okay? And so, you know that saying, when America catches the cold, black folks catch the flu?
Right.
When we disaggregate how much?
Right.
Well, you know that too, right? The pneumonia. I'm just making it up as I go with the metaphors here because I can't remember them exactly. But
we don't want you to date yourself.
I appreciate that. But the thing is to capture that, right? If we have all of these adults who are functionally illiterate, then we understand that literacy and illiteracy is generational. Okay? And so I want parents to hear this. If you need help knowing how to read, I don't want that to be an embarrassing thought for you to go and ask for help.
Right.
I want you to get the help so that you can then help your child access the content that they need so that the next generation could do better than the last. I've met several adults who just broke down and said, I didn't understand what the paperwork said. I didn't know how to help my child because, I didn't really understand what it was saying. I don't know how to read. And I said, have you ever told anyone this? And they said, no, this is the first time I feel like I can tell you because you might understand. And so there are adults walking around illiterate who have children. And I'm not saying that's the case for all of our children, right? But we do need to be able and willing to embrace those people. And so we at the National Action Network are willing to help any adults find resources that are not able to, that are illiterate. Okay, let's just call it what it is. We're willing to help without any judgment, without any embarrassment. Just tell us you need help, and then that will help you be able to help your child. There are programs out there that teach literacy to the parents and grandparents while they're also getting the children up to level with reading. So I wanted to just throw that out there with the data. And over this time of, pandemic shutdowns of schools, there's a rate of regression that's so deep that it's beyond an achievement gap. It's an ocean right now. Yeah. So we need to be taking this very serious and move into action.
So
on the phone line with us is Christine Laster. She is a member. We have Natalie Martin, who is also a member, chairperson for the Education Committee, Jatonne Blankenship, Shemicka Holt, and the president, Cheryl Allen Huff. 737-9292. We invite you in on the conversation, and we have a couple of calls now, ladies. So let me go through the phone lines. Thank you for listening to Let's Talk. Your question or comment for our panel.
Okay. The people in West Tennessee at Ford's going to build a plant. But the state of Tennessee is just going to, eminent domain, take those people's land without giving them a fair market price. And I wish somebody would look into that. Thank you.
President Huff, thank you for listening, sir.
Well, I haven't heard it, but it's a lot of stuff that's going on. And if you can give us a call and we can help you look into it and see what we can do to look into this situation.
What's that office number?
Okay, it is, our number at NAN is 731-214-8658. And that is our complaint hotline. If you give us a call, then we will listen, hear, understand.
And I'd take action.
We will work on it.
731-214-8658. We'll give that number out again. Let's go back to the phone lines, and thank you for listening to Let's Talk.
Hear, understand, and I take action.
Can you turn your radio down in the background, please?
Hello? Okay.
Yeah, just turn the radio completely down and listen to me.
I'm sorry, dear.
That's all right.
Dear. Yes. Yes, I want to, I appreciate you having this talk show today, Ernie. And I wanted to ask those young ladies that's there today, can they get their hands on the past TCAP test? If they could see what's on those tests, it will help the parents understand why these children are not doing so well, because it's geometry on there. I mean, so some of the comprehension questions are like paragraphs, like a page long, half a page long. I witnessed this myself doing virtual, during COVID. It was unreal, geometry and the things that was on those TCAP tests for those second and third graders to be to comprehend, to even take, because they haven't been taught that stuff, geometry and all that stuff. It's unreal. I witnessed it for myself. If those young ladies could get their hands on the past TCAP test,
all right, let me
so
go.
they could get an understanding what is really going on the TCAP test. You have to really see it for yourself. It's unfair.
Right.
It's unfair.
The caller says, what's really going on? And we have Natalie Martin, who is the chairperson, and we also have Shemicka Holt, who's the co-chair. Ms. Martin.
Yes, that's a very good point, and thank you for that phone call. I am currently a teacher within Metro at the elementary level, and they do have previous TCAP tests that you can download, and actually I sent those home via email to my parents for them to review and to go over with their children so that they would know exactly what to expect on the test. And you are correct. They are very detailed. There's a lot of information to read, but I do think that having access to those tests is definitely beneficial. All you have to do is go to the Tennessee Education website, and you can download tests from third grade, I know 4th, 5th, 6th, and you can download those, and you can actually go over that information with your children at home. It is very helpful and very beneficial. As a matter of fact, when we were going to have our session about the promotion and retention event, I was going to make that available through a QR code for parents too.
All right. Well, we can do it today. That's why you're here.
Yes.
That is, of course, Miss Natalie Martin, Shemicka Holt.
And yes, ma'am, we are available. As Miss Natalie said, Middle Tennessee National Action Network is available before that actual session takes place. So if you can go to our website, or as Miss Cheryl stated before, the phone number, give us a call, because we are here to help the community. That's what we're here for. So please call. Please, please, please call.
And on our website, we have where you can file a complaint, or if you have questions or you need answers or anything, you can go to our website, which is www.nanmiddletennessee.org. And you can just go on there and you can just write in what's going on, and we can answer you from there also.
We have members of the Middle Tennessee chapter of the National Action Network, Cheryl Allen Huff, Shemicka Holt, Christina Laster, she's on the line with us, Natalie Martin, and Jatonne Blankenship. Did I say that right? Jatonne? Okay. She said just call her Jay. Jay Blankenship. Your questions, your comments, we're talking life lessons, we're talking education with the Middle Tennessee chapter of the National Action Network. Of course, the president on the national level is Reverend Al Sharpton. We have a chapter here. How can you get involved with this chapter and become a member yourself? All right, 737-9292. We have our own team member, Sleazy, from the Kenny Smooth Morning Show. He's out and about at Tractor Supply Company, 911 Centerpoint Road in Hendersonville for Backyard Butchers. Sounds like a good meat sale, and Sleazy will tell us all about it. You're listening to Let's Talk on 92Q.
92Q is in your hood and doing it live.
'92Q Nashville's R&B and throwback. It's your main man, Sleazy, and guess what, baby? I'm down here with the premium ribeye for $39.99. Brought to you by Backyard Butchers. We down here at Tractor Supply Company. That's 911 Centerpoint in Hendersonville, Tennessee. So if you're in the Madison area, out east, come out here and see me at the Tractor Supply Company. That's 911 Centerpoint Road, Hendersonville, Tennessee. We got 20 ribeyes right now for $39.99. And check this out. Check this out. He got a steak variety pack that's got seafood, chicken, pork or poke, you know what I'm saying? We like to say poke in the hood, you know what I'm saying? Come down here, man, see me. 92Q is in the building. I'm in the building. Man just walked out right now with him a case right now. It's just that easy. Tell him, brother, you got your case already, don't you? He already knows. So come down here, Tractor Supply Company. That's 911 Centerpoint Road. That's Hendersonville, Tennessee, baby. 20 ribeyes. $39.99. Backyard Butchers. They also got a website, backyardbutchers.com. You can check it out on there. They on Instagram and Facebook for the people who just feel like being lazy. Backyard Butchers on all of that. Come on down.